Last week, I tried 5 side hustles in 7 days. I got paid for taking surveys, selling my art, doing mystery shopping, and even dog walking. But today we're talking about the best one that I found. The one that really stood out to me was selling digital products online. And if you've never thought of this before, it can be super lucrative and, most of all, incredibly convenient, because you only have to make the product once and then you sell it over and over and over again. It's kind of like being your own one-person business. And so today I want to talk about how much money you can actually make, what platform I use to create my product, and how you can get started today. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where we share all the side hustle inspiration and practical tips to help you earn extra income. So first off, let's talk about how much cash you can earn with this side hustle. With a digital product, the sky is seriously the limit here. You can make anywhere from a few $100s to thousands. And the best part is that once you put in that initial work, you can keep earning money even while you sleep. And no, I'm not exaggerating. There are so many success stories out there of people who have created digital products and made a full-time living from it. Take, for example, designer and illustrator Alice D. She launched her digital products business in 2014 and now makes around $1 million per year. Of course, she didn't start making that much right away. She spent years building up her business and creating amazing products that people love. But it just goes to show that it is possible to create a successful business with digital products. And you don't need to spend a fortune to get started either. In fact, I found that the main cost with this side hustle is your time. And I think that is true with any side hustle. You have to weigh how much money you want to make against how much time you're willing to invest. I decided to try this out last week, and I spent around 6 hours creating my product and testing it out. And I ended up making around $125 in profit. Not bad for a few hours' work. So let's talk about exactly how I did this. First, I needed an idea for my product. Now I already know that my target audience is creative women just like me, so I wanted to come up with something that would be useful for them. After brainstorming a bunch of ideas, I decided to create a digital planner. This is something that I use myself every day to stay organized, and I thought that other women would love it too. I chose to create a printable planner that you could download and print at home because it is super easy to do and doesn't require any special equipment. Next, I needed to figure out how to create the planner itself. I tried using Microsoft Word and Excel, but it was just way too time-consuming to create something that looked nice. So I ended up using an app called Canva. Canva is a free design tool that has tons of templates and graphics that you can use to create your digital products. If you're not familiar with Canva, I highly recommend checking it out. There is a free version that you can use, or you can pay a small fee for access to more features. I personally upgraded to Canva Pro when I started this side hustle, and it ended up being worth it for me because I had access to so many more templates and graphics. Once I had my Canva Pro account, I went ahead and started creating my planner. I searched for templates and found one that I liked. Then I just started adding my own content and changing the colors and fonts to match my brand. I also added some motivational quotes and some monthly and weekly planning pages. I spent a few hours working on it, and I ended up with a planner that I was really happy with. Now I know that my target audience loves cute animals and bright colors, so I created 2 different versions, one with cats and one with dogs. That way I could appeal to both groups. Next, I needed to figure out how to sell my planner. For this, I turned to Etsy. Etsy is a popular online marketplace for handmade and vintage items, as well as digital products. It's a great place to sell because there are already tons of customers looking to buy things like planners and journals. Plus, Etsy handles all the payment processing for you, so you don't have to worry about setting up your own payment system. To sell on Etsy, you just have to list your item for sale and set your price. You can also run ads to promote your listing and get more sales. I spent about 2 hours getting my Etsy shop set up and creating the listings for my planner. I also took some time to take high-quality photos of my planner so that it would look good on Etsy. You don't want to use blurry or pixelated images because it will make your planner look cheap. I used my smartphone to take the photos and just set it up on a nice clean background. Once I had my photos and descriptions ready, I listed my planner for $125 each. I know that this seems a little bit pricey, but you have to remember that I'm selling two different versions and that each customer will only have to purchase the planner once. I also offer a digital download so customers can access the planner right away after they purchase. After creating my Etsy shop, I started promoting my planner on social media. I shared links to my shop in my posts and stories, and I even ran some targeted ad campaigns. I think that there is definitely a market for this product, and I could see myself growing this into a full-time business if I wanted to. This side hustle is perfect for anyone who loves designing or creating things. If you're someone who enjoys graphic design, web design, illustration, photography, or writing, then you should definitely give it a try. All you need is a computer and an internet connection, and you can work from anywhere in the world. Now, this side hustle is not without its challenges. One of the biggest hurdles that I had to overcome was the learning curve. If you're not familiar with design apps like Canvas, it might take some time to learn how to use them. However, I found that Canva is pretty user-friendly, and there are tons of tutorials available online. Another challenge with this side hustle is that it can be hard to stand out from the competition. There are already tons of digital products being sold online, so you have to find a way to make your product stand out. My advice is to focus on creating a product that is high quality and that solves a problem for your target audience. That way you'll be able to stand out from the crowd and make some serious sales. Overall, I am so glad that I gave this side hustle a try. It was a lot of fun to create my own digital product, and I was really surprised by how much money I was able to make in just a few days. I think this is a great side hustle for anyone who wants to earn some extra income, and I highly recommend giving it a try. All right, so that wraps up my first ever attempt at selling a digital product. Honestly, I had no idea what to expect going into this, but I am so glad that I took the leap and gave it a try. It was a ton of fun to create a product that people actually want to buy, and I was really surprised by how much money I was able to make in just a few days. If you're thinking about giving this side hustle a try yourself, I highly recommend checking out the resources that I mentioned in this video. They were super helpful to me when I was getting started, and I think that they will be a great resource for you too. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you learned something new. If you're interested in trying out other side hustles, make sure to check out my video on 5 side hustles to try in 7 days. I'll see you next time.